Hello class, my name is Maulik Patel and I am the first speaker in my group, and there is three more members in my group, Suvini, Dulita and Kamindya. So today we are going to present about the group statistic case, which is the scenario analysis of Pajum's dataset. Let's start with the introduction. So here we are going to present the project on the developing and predict the model for external consume head length, and our objective is to understand how physical characteristic and population dynamics influence the consume's head length and give a valuable insight. So here our basic goal is to develop a predictive model for consumer health length and using a physical characteristics and the population dynamic. We aim to uncover how to physical feature and the environment factor impact head length. And here we can set a data set, a data table where we describe a variable this and give us some description on it and the type of the variable. So let's start. We obtain the dataset for a Kangal, which include the future and target variable related to Panjum. The variable in our dataset is the head length, a site, then the population classification, then the gender, age, skull width, a total length, tail length, a foot length, and ear cones, eyes distance, and etc. So here we conclude the described and statistic analysis to uncover connection between the attitude geography factor and hand length, and our focus was to understand how these factor influence the virgin head length. So let's here we also analyze and identify the relations between the physical feature geographically factor and headland. These findings provide the insight what we call impact of variables such as the skull width, total length, tail length, and other consumed headland. And so overall the conclusion of this table is aim to develop a predictive model for estimating consumer hand length by analyzing the physical characteristic and population dynamic. Also we gain insight into the factor influence head health. Our finding is contribute to understand the consumer biology and have a potential implement for the wildlife conservation effort. So thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Kavindya. I'm going to talk about the data processing. Missing values were detected on the age variable and the foot length variable. Considering the fact that age is the response variable, respective entries were dropped from the dataset and the missing value in foot length variable was imputed by its mean value. Then let's talk about the descriptive analysis. As the gender plots were taken from the graphical analysis and key findings from each descriptive analysis as follows. So, regarding to the gender, the pie chart visualized the proportion of male and female possums captured for the study. The taken sample has a slightly higher proportion of male possums than that of the female possums. Then the distribution of the responsive variable needs to be identified and the necessary transformations needs to be done before fitting a regression module. Considering the importance, a histogram drawn for the HD length variable. As per the histogram, the distribution of the variable is observed to be appropriately normally distributed as no extreme observations are detected, which causes a skewness in the data. The box plot drawn above shows variations of HD length against the sex of possums. The results from the box plots shows the mean HD length of males is slightly higher than that of females. However, if the spread is considered, the males have a higher spread than that of females. The scatter plot drawn across the HD length and the skull shows a positive, strong linear relationship. This observation provides pieces of evidence to believe in the fact that head length of the possum increases when the skull width of the possums are increased. The above assumptions can be further verified with the fact that the coefficient of across the above two variables being 0.7. Thank you.
Multiple linear regression. Simple linear regression. In order to fit simple linear regression model, a variable selection was done using a correlation analysis, which was carried out during the descriptive analysis. From there, the variable which showed the highest correlation with the response variable was taken as the predictor variable when developing the simple linear regression model. As you see in the regression statistic, the multiple R is the 0.64 and R square 0.41 and adjusted R square is 0.412, standard error 2.31 and observations 98. In multiple linear regression, as in the fitted simple linear regression model, a proper variable selection is needed when fitting the multiple linear regression model as per. The correlation analysis carried out in the descriptive analysis was used as the variable selection strategy as in the simple linear model. Therefore, the predictor variable which showed highest correlation with the response variable were selected when fitting the multiple linear regression model. So the multiple R is 0.80, R square is 0.64, adjusted R square is 0.63, and standard error 2.14, observation 1.02. As a conclusion, I would say this study analyzed the factors influencing possums' head length using a physical features and population dynamics descriptive analysis, reverse gender proportion, head length, distributions, and correlation between variables. Statistical analysis include t-test and regression model, highlighting significant predictors. Findings contribute to understanding possum biology and aid conservation effects. The pie chart shows the proportion of male and female possums in the sample, with slightly more males captured for the study. The histogram of head length indicates roughly normal distribution, suggesting no extreme observation causing squamous. The box plot comparing head length indicates roughly normal distribution, suggesting no extreme observation causes squamous. Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Dulita Pamanur. So the shown scatter plot draws across the head length and the skull shows a positive, strong linear relationship. This observation provides piece of evidence to believe in fact that head length of the possum increases with the skull width of the possum. So both increases at the same time. So the function can be further verified with the fact that the correlation conflict of across the above two variables being 0.70. And when it comes to the heat map for continuous variables, I'll just first explain what a heat map is. So a heat map was constructed to identify the nature and the strength of the relationship between quantitative variables on the response variable, and also to check the effects of multicollinearity within the predicted variables. And statistical analysis. So statistical analysis is a two-sample t-test assuming unequal variances was carried out to identify whether there's any significant difference between the two, the mean head length. So as for the analysis we have done, you can see in this slide. Thank you. So I'll be transferring the presentation to the next student.